Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, PUP standard bearers to meet in Belize City on Wednesday. Maya leaders reappear in Punta Gorda Magistrates Court. And the traffic incident involving butane truck reported in Cotton Tree Village. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
The Belize Tire Depot, your one-stop destination. What you will find is a first-class selection of solid, dependable, quality products from the names you can trust. We carry a full line of urea and Shortec tools and equipment to meet every need, from light maintenance around the house to heavy-duty fieldwork. Our tire workshop features the full array of Pirelli, Nexen, and Nankang tires for every vehicle and any terrain. Our trained technicians' number one priority is to ensure you and your family's safety and security on the road. It's all here at the Belize Tire Depot. From reliable equipment, world-class time-tested tires, to sturdy, durable tools. Merchandise that's built to last with quality guaranteed.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town. Here now is the news in details. A meeting of all 31 standard bearers of the People's United Party is set for Wednesday at Independence Hall in Belize City. The meeting comes in the wake of a letter sent to the party leader Francis Fonseca and the PUP chairman Henry Charles Usher, calling for an urgent national convention of the party. In a lengthy post on Monday, Dan Silva, who is the PUP's standard bearer for Cayo Central, makes the point that the PUP is in violation of its own constitution by not holding a national convention for the past 5 years. Silva is of the opinion that a national convention is an important part of the preparation for the upcoming national elections, which is widely expected sometime next year. And while 12 of the current standard bearers, including Silva, have attached their signatures to the letter sent to the party headquarters on Monday, there are other members of the PUP who are calling for a peaceful resolution of the current impasse. Senator Patrick Jason Andrews, who is the standard bearer for Belmopan, today openly expressed his support for the leadership of Francis Fonseca. Senator Andrews posted on his Facebook page that, and we quote, "Our Belmopan PUP executive and family is in full support of our party leader, Honorable Francis Fonseca, and future Prime Minister of Belize," end of quote. Senator Andrews and his committee members were out at the studios of Plus TV in Belmopan this morning, where Fonseca and the Deputy Leader Julius Espat were guests on the station's morning show. In the wrap-up segment of the show, PUP leader Fonseca said that he looks forward to leading the PUP into the next general elections and to Belmopan as the next government of Belize.
I have every confidence that the People's United Party can and will form the next government of Belize. People are necessarily and justifiably concerned about the internal challenges we continue to face and have been facing for a very long time. But I think as we travel across the country, as we meet our supporters, it is clear that our people across this country understand that we need to get rid of this UDP government, that we cannot afford as a people and as a nation to give this UDP government a third term. People understand that. This will lead us down a road that Belize does not want to go down, that our country and people do not want to go down. We are on the road to dictatorship. Belize today is a country where the UDP rule with fair. They intimidate people, fair among our business community, fair among civil society, fair even in the churches, fair in the public service. That is how the UDP rules this country. And we in the People's United Party, we are about the other fair. We are about fairness. How can we create a fair society, a just society, an equitable society, where everybody feels that they have a role to play in the development of this country, where everyone feels that they are valued, that they are respected. That's critically important. And that is the government that I want to lead, the country that I want to see, where people, regardless of who you are, you're not questioned about your political affiliation when you walk into the Ministry of Lands or the Ministry of Education, and your ability and to get a scholarship and to get help is not dependent on your waving a red flag or putting on a red t-shirt. That is not the society we want to live in, man. We want to live in a society where each and every Belizean is respected and given the opportunity to be whatever they can be in this society.
Deputy Leader of the PUP, Julius Espat, who is also the area representative for Kaya South, was also a guest on the Plus TV morning show. He appealed to his colleagues who sent the letter to the party leader to come to Wednesday's meeting to discuss their concerns and move forward.
We came into politics to be able to serve our people. All the energy that they're wasting on what they're doing could be used for the positive use of the Belizean people and the constituencies that they represent. The positive energy, if used properly, each 31 standard bearers should be in their divisions right now, talking to their people, registering their people, transferring their people, and looking after the needs of their people. If 31 of us do that, we will definitely form government. If 31 of us do that, we will be able to do something positive for this government. And Francis Fonseca has given us the opportunity to express ourselves. That's the basic difference between his leadership and Dean Barrow, is that Francis allows people to have different views and opinions. And I, for one, respect that. I will support him because of that. And I will be there, and we will be there, party leader, and we will form government. But my plea goes out to the 12 guys that have signed this letter. Join us. Come tomorrow to our meeting. Be a part of us. If you're complaining about something, then let's solve it together so that we can find a solution, so that we can move forward and we can form government. Thank you.
It must be noted that in his lengthy post on Facebook on Monday, Dan Silva noted that having a national convention does not necessarily mean that it will be contested. He said, and we quote, "In the tradition of our party, we usually negotiate and try to reach some consensus as to what team will give us the best chance at winning. All we are saying is that we cannot continue to violate our own constitution. We must set a date for our national convention at the earliest." End of quote. And while there are those who seem to think that Dan Silva is leading a campaign to oust Francis Fonseca as leader of the PUP, an announcement went out today inviting supporters of Cayo Central to what is being referred to as a People's Assembly on Sunday afternoon at the Theodosio Ochoa Park in San Ignacio. The special invited guest speaker at Sunday's event is PUP leader Francis Fonseca and other standard bearers from the West. Sunday's People's Assembly is scheduled to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The police's quick response team in Placencia has arrested a repeat offender on drug-related charges. 48-year-old Dwayne Logan was busted this morning during a drug operation in Placencia Village. That should be an anti-drug operation in Placencia Village, despite Logan's best efforts to outswim officers. According to police, they observed Logan acting suspiciously on the banks of the lagoon, and as he spotted the officers, reportedly discarded a plastic bag he had in his hand and jumped into the lagoon. But Logan's attempt to flee was not successful, as police officers didn't mind getting wet and jumped into the lagoon after him. They were able to capture Logan on the other side of the lagoon and escorted him back to where he was when the police discovered a black plastic bag containing green leafy substances suspected to be cannabis. Logan, along with the suspected drugs, was escorted to the Placencia police station, where the suspected drug was weighed in his presence and amounted to 391 grams. Police later charged Dwayne Logan, an unemployed resident of Independence Village, for the offense of drug trafficking. Incidentally, Logan spent the rest of his birthday, which is today, in a holding cell at the Placencia police station. Police say Logan is a known drug peddler in the area and has been known to police as one of the several persons who traffic cocaine to the peninsula. He has been arrested by police 4 times in the last 6 months for drug-related offenses. The group of 11 Maya leaders and villagers of Santa Cruz who were arrested and charged in connection with the June 20th incident involving Rupert Miles returned to the Punta Gorda Magistrates Court today. When the case was called up, the group was read an additional charge of common assault. This latest charge was in addition to previous charges of unlawful imprisonment and aggravated assault. According to court reports, the case was again adjourned and the group is now expected to return to the Magistrates Court on September 29th. The incident in question stems from a widely reported case in which the villagers, led by the alcalde and the chairman, detained Rupert Miles for allegedly disrupting of village fajina on June 20th and the subsequent handcuffing and shackling with a piece of rope. The villagers of Santa Cruz had been trying for months to evict Mr. Miles from the land he now occupies in the village because it is within the archaeological area known as Uxbenca. Villagers of Santa Cruz also accused Miles of desecrating a sacred Maya site. According to Pablo Miss of the Maya Leaders Alliance, they are encouraged to hear from the director of the Institute of Archaeology, Dr. John Morris, that Mr. Miles will be evicted and charges brought against him for the alleged infractions. Miss says that the Institute of Archaeology needs to proceed post-haste as Mr. Miles continues to denude the area and plant crops. Meanwhile, there was a gathering of Maya people from several villages in the Toledo district over the weekend in Santa Cruz Village. According to a press release issued by the Maya Leaders Alliance, or that should be the Toledo Alcaldes Association, the purpose of Sunday's gathering was to pray for peace and justice. The MLA release says that Maya leaders, spiritual leaders, and alcaldes organized a prayer for justice in the community of Santa Cruz because they recognize that the issues facing Santa Cruz Village concerns all Maya communities and all of Belize. The statement said that through Sunday's gathering, the larger Maya communities lent their support and continue to stand with Santa Cruz. The spiritual leaders focus on the significance of coming together as one and the importance of walking together in love and righteousness. They also prayed for all of the community and government leaders. You are watching the 9 o'clock news. Coming up after the break, a traffic accident involving a butane truck happened this morning in Cotton Tree Village. And a chopping incident early yesterday morning in Belmopan has left 2 men hospitalized. The news will continue after these messages. More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. A chopping incident early on Monday morning in Belmopan has left 2 men hospitalized in Belize City, one in critical condition and the other in serious condition. The victims have been identified as 24-year-old Jorge Guevara and 25-year-old Clifford Alvarado. According to police, the chopping incident happened sometime around 1 o'clock on Monday morning in front of the San Martin Government School. Guevara and Alvarado were reportedly attacked by a group of 4 men riding on separate motorcycles. Guevara sustained multiple chop wounds to the head, face, and back. He was the first to be transported to the Western Regional Hospital. While at the hospital, police received reports that another person identified as Clifford Alvarado had been chopped to the head, left hand, shoulder, and left arm. He too was transported to the Belmopan Hospital, and later both Guevara and Alvarado were transported to the Carl Huchner Memorial in Belize City for further medical treatment. Police say they have since detained 1 man and are looking for the others involved in Monday's chopping incident. The 5th annual general meeting of the 4-H Foundation was held on Saturday morning in Belize City. Club members from all over the country traveled to the IT Vet compound for the AGM, which included the presentation of reports from the President and the Treasurer, and heard from various leaders about the work they are doing in their respective areas. Manager of the National 4-H Development, that should be the 4-H Youth Development Center, Luke Ramos, says the movement is alive and doing good.
It's on the move. Come, let's join the groove. We're very much alive.
Guest speaker at Saturday's AGM was Dr. Henry Charles, Regional Director of the Commonwealth Youth Program Caribbean Center, who deputized for the Minister of Youth, Herman Longsworth. In his address, Dr. Charles noted that the 4-H movement is a strategic partnership between young people and adults to the benefit of both sectors. The Regional Director of the Commonwealth Youth Program challenged those present to not blame anyone or look for scapegoats for the state of affairs in our country. He said that we are all responsible for what is playing out in our communities and the nation. During Saturday's AGM, 2 members were unanimously approved to join the Board of Directors of the Foundation, as explained by Luke Ramos.
board is actually comprised of 13 positions. Of course, you have the president, Ms. Margaret Nicholas, you have the vice president. The two persons.
The National 4-H Youth Development Center is located on the Hummingbird Highway in Belmopan, right next to the National Agriculture and Trade Show grounds. The board of the foundation is headed by President Margaret Nicholas. There are currently 8 4-H clubs around the country. A major community-based project to benefit at-risk coastal communities in the Stann Creek district was launched this morning in Dangriga town. The initiative is known as the Coastal Community Resiliency Project. It targets Dangriga and Hopkins in particular and aims to help those communities prepare for and mitigate the effects of natural disasters and climate change. The Community Resiliency Project is being funded through a grant from the Republic of China, Taiwan, and implemented with oversight by the Pan American Development Foundation. The preliminary work has already been carried out, where basic needs were assessed based on consultations done in both Dangriga and Hopkins. Under the project, these communities will see the strengthening of the early warning systems, the improvement of contingency planning, and the improvement of the overall ability to respond to and mitigate adverse situations brought on by natural disasters and, by extension, climate change. A similar initiative has been implemented successfully in other countries in this region, namely Haiti, Honduras, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There was a collision this morning involving 2 trucks on the George Price Highway. One of the trucks involved was a butane Bowser. According to reports received, the mid-morning incident happened in Cotton Tree Village and caused a huge traffic backup as officials, including authorities from the Department of the Environment, had to secure the area to avoid any further incidents. There were no reports of injuries to any of the occupants of the vehicles or the people in the immediate vicinity of where the crash happened. The news on the National Channel. More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
Mostly fair conditions will prevail for another day or so, but a slight increase in moisture is expected for the second half of the week. The general forecast for Belize and her coastal waters is for partly cloudy skies tonight. Tomorrow will be sunny with a few cloudy spells. Winds over the open sea and along the coast will be easterly at 10 to 20 knots. The sea state will be choppy to moderate. Low temperatures tonight will be around 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 75 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 70 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. High temperatures on Wednesday will be around 88 degrees Fahrenheit along coastal areas, 95 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 81 degrees Fahrenheit up at the higher elevations. The tides. A low tide will occur at 28 minutes past 1 o'clock in the morning. A high tide follows at 6 minutes to 8 o'clock also in the morning. The sunrise is at 5:31 tomorrow morning. It will set at 6:28 tomorrow evening. The extended forecast, valid through to Thursday afternoon, is for some cloudy spells with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly over the south and coast tomorrow night, and then becoming generally isolated on Thursday. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Michael Gentle at the Belize Weather Bureau. Here now is the tropical weather update.
We've had a lot of rain in Florida over the last couple days. There are some spots that have seen over a foot of rain in the last few days combined, and that's a lot. It's enough to cause some problems like street flooding and things like that. Here's the bottom line. If you see water and you're in a car, you never want to drive through it. It's always a bad idea. But let's talk about the setup that's leading to all this rain in Florida. And yes, I know this time of year it does rain in Florida. You get the afternoon thunderstorms, but this is a little bit more than usual because we've had this stalled out front, and what fronts tend to do is make the air rise, and when the air rises, then you end up with rain. Now, you've probably heard some talk about this low pressure system. Not too worried about the low. It's more just that front that's sitting right over Florida, really not moving very much. And a lot of this moisture has been streamed into areas pretty close to Tampa. So especially along the west coast of Florida, watch out for some significant rain that could lead to flooding. We're expecting an additional 3 to 5 inches, at least in some spots, through Thursday.
To end the 9 o'clock news, here are the main points again. PUP standard bearers to meet in Belize City on Wednesday. Maya leaders reappear in Punta Gorda Magistrates Court, and a traffic incident involving butane truck reported in Cotton Tree Village. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.